Hey, all Kate here from the Emerald Minecarts. Welcome back to another review, and today I'm reviewing episode 2 of Kamen Zeztz. Yeah, recently I found out that all of episode 6 was recently put up on YouTube, so I I really need to start catching up. But yeah, anyways, yeah, obviously episode 2 of Kamen beats. So yeah, the pros, and actually I'll talk about it later. But yeah, first off, the music. As usual, the music is pretty good. We once again get to hear more of the theme song in the episode. Like, we don't get like a full-on intro yet, but we do get to hear more of the theme song, which is pretty good. Actually, something I forgot to mention in my previous review is that we actually get to hear English in the song and in some other places. Now, it wouldn't be the first time where we've had English in Kamen Rider because, like, some of the drivers do say some English, and the theme song for Kamen Rider Build does have an English version of the theme song, so there's that. But yeah, I'll talk about English being in the series a little later. Next up are the effects. Once again, they're pretty good. I also like the effect that, like, our main Kamen Rider, Baku, yeah, in his dreams, he can essentially make himself swole whenever he wants to. And while, yes, it looks a bit goofy, I absolutely love it. And also, I'll talk about this when I, I know, I've been saying that a lot, but yeah, I'll talk about the effects when I get to one of my pros. Our pro is the fight scenes. Once again, the fight scenes are pretty good. I especially like the one where Kamen Rider Zeztz used his new capsule to like have his leg transform, aka like gain these spikes so he could pop the tire of this truck that was charging at him. It was really cool. Next up, we have the character Zero, aka the motorcycle. Now, something to note about Kamen Rider is that all Kamen Riders have a motorcycle, hence the rider part of Kamen Rider. So yeah, now, okay, this isn't the first season where the motorcycle happens to be a character or the motorcycle can transform. In fact, it's Kamen Rider Duo, or not, no, not Kamen Rider Duo. Sorry, I was having a brain fart there. It's Kamen Rider W and the Kamen Rider X8 that has like a character that can turn into a motorcycle. So yeah, obviously it's not. This isn't a new concept for Kamen Rider, but yeah, honestly, I really like Zero, especially since he too can speak in English, and honestly, his English voice sounds really dope and honestly kind of hot. Honestly, he sounds kind of hot. But yeah. Next up is the Monster of the Week, aka Bomb Nightmare. Now, something to know about Tokusatsu's, or most Tokusatsu's, is that they have a Monster of the Week, and sometimes that monster will stick around, mostly for like an arc or something. So the monster that appeared in the first episode is a bomb-themed enemy, like I mentioned in the previous review, the enemies, the villain faction in the series are referred to as nightmares, and this one is Bomb Scene. He returns to blow up police cars in a dream, which, yeah, reminder again, this is like, look, I know you could get away with exploding stuff in the kids' show in America, but usually, I don't know where I'm going with this, but yeah, honestly, I quite like his design. He looks cool. Honestly, he is a tad bit creepy, especially like when the episode starts. Like we get like his silhouette, and it's honestly like a tad bit creepy, but also really freaking cool. And then, okay, not finally, but then we get to the transform capsum. Like I mentioned in the previous episode, the capsums are the gimmick of this show. They're what allow Kamen Zets to not only transform but also access different forms. Okay, to explain the transform capsule, this is essentially kind of basically Mr. Fantastic, like, because I remember seeing a clip of it on Blue Sky where like he was able to like stretch his arm to deliver a final blow to the monster of the week. Yeah, that is essentially what lets him, like, alter his body. Also, he's really cool, and also, whenever he switches to a different capsum, it, like, changes the colored lights of his body, or of his suit, and it's really cool. Next up, we have Tetsuya Fujimim, or Fujimi, which, again, I know I've said this multiple times, but if I mispronounce a Japanese name, or a name that isn't in English, I am very, very sorry. But yeah, so yeah, we actually got to see some of him in the previous episode, and this is the episode where we fully get introduced to him, and I love this man. Like, he's crazy, and, like, he works for, like, this paranormal investigation thing, and, like, when he meets, Baku, like, the two seem to get along well, especially when it's, like, bringing up that, when, Kamen Rider Zeztz brings up the dream he had, and, like, Tetsuya says, "Oh my gosh, I had the same dream too," and there's this scene where, like, after that revelation, they hug each, like, they run up to each other and hug each other. So it's really funny. I love this man. And also, and finally, we have Masaku Nagumo, which, again, I'm sorry for mispronouncing names. So yeah, this is another character that we were shown in the first episode, and we also get to fully meet her. She also works alongside Tetsuya, and you, okay, just by watching this episode, you can just tell that she's done with Tetsuya, but, like, she needs a job, so she, like, just puts up with him. I love the, like, little, like, relationship they have, like, not like partner thing, but like a friendship of sorts. I absolutely love it, and again, like, you could just tell she's just done with Tetsuya's bullshit, but, like, she needs a job, and, might well put up with him. But yeah, now my cons in mids. I don't have any. In fact, I actually really freaking enjoyed this episode. I also, like, honestly, Tetsuya kind of made it really hard for me to, like, think of a problem I had this episode, because even besides him, I didn't really have any problems with this episode. It was honestly really good. I quite liked this episode. So yeah, I give this episode 7 out of 7 stars, and you know what that means? That's right. This episode gets an Emerald Seal of Approval. Oh yeah. But yeah, and like I mentioned in my review for episode 1, Kamen Rider Zeztz is actually free on YouTube, and currently the 6th episode is out, so again, I really need to start catching up. But yeah, anyways, that was it for this review. Make sure you all subscribe and like for more, and I'll see you all later. Peace out, home guards, and goodbye!